Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
This feels different.
Yes.
But better as we've moved on up.
Stairs.
Literally, we're on a third floor instead of a second floor, along with Wes Neighbors. Steve Moulton here with you in studio. This is our new studio, new and improved studio here up on the third level. We were on a second level. Now we're on a third level, so eventually we'll...
It's the upper basement of Neighbors Wealth Management?
That's one way to put it. Yeah, it's a new day here at 97.7 ESPN The Zone as we have moved digs, and this is exciting, Wes.
I know, it really is. First show here.
Yeah.
Walked up the stairs to do the show. Awesome. That's all I can say. Awesome.
Yeah. So there is just a new feeling. I've been tweeting out a little bit as the head engineer and myself were here till about midnight last night, plugging up stuff, making sure everything works, and so far so good. And everything will be moved here by Saturday. So we getting ready to change. The month of November is always a special month here in the state of Alabama, and
really is.
It's going to be extra special coming up.
It's the real change of the season, too.
Yeah.
Real change of the season.
Yeah. So you taking tickets? Yeah? Okay. All right. So those tickets I was going to give away, I'm not giving away now.
No, you can give them away.
Oh, well, I can give them away?
We have 20 for the game. This is just 2. So,
Okay. All right.
Chad,
Chad gave me...
He said that this one was for me.
Okay. There you go.
Give away tickets.
Thank you, Chad. If you'd like to be part of the program, you can still call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Has the number changed, Tom? No.
That's a joke.
256-576-4977 is still the telephone number, I think. You can give it a go. Chad Gwatney and Scotty are back at the ranch at the old digs right now, but
everything will be here Saturday.
Yeah. We'll eventually get you boys
it's called
over
the
here.
old leg over.
Yeah, that's right. So exciting stuff last night. Game 1 of the World Series.
2 balls and no strikes on Jorge. The pitch on the way. Hit well, deep left. That's going back. That ball is gone! 1-0 Braves. And Jorge feels like busting loose. And that's how you start a World Series. 1-1, Altuve goes. Ground ball out to Ozzie. Boots it, picks it up, throws to first base. And deep in the heart of Texas, the Braves have taken Game 1. They are 3 wins away from a World Series championship. Brantley grounds out to second. That ends the ball game. And for the Astros in the ninth, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left.
So that was the call from 680 The Fan, WCNN in Atlanta. We are a Braves affiliate, and I was asked multiple times on Twitter last night. So we didn't forget we were a Braves affiliate. So ESPN Radio is the exclusive rights holder to the World Series. So, again, at 680 The Fan in Atlanta, they've got their own broadcast. Likewise, in Houston, they have their own broadcast. Every other radio station is carrying ESPN Radio. So that is that. And my apologies for those of you that, if you want to listen to Ben Ingram, you can. You can. You just have to kind of figure out which stream out there works best for you. The other news came out 2 innings into it. Is that Charlie Moulton was pitching on a broken leg and is out for the rest of the series. Here is Brian Snitker this afternoon talking with the media.
Yeah, probably. And we have guys that we can start that are stretched out. I mean, even if we go a bullpen game with an opener, we'll probably have somebody that we can bring in behind them that can extend the game for, and it's harder to do that when we're going to be in Atlanta because the pitcher spot and hitting is going to come around sooner. It's easier to do that in the American League and with the DH. So when we're going to have to do that at least once, it's going to be in a National League game. But I mean bless you. We were kind of dealt a bad hand yesterday, and we're just going to have we'll keep going. I mean, we're going to keep going, and we'll figure this thing out somehow.
A couple last ones. Tyler, on your right.
That is
considering that
Brian.
So
Snicker.
they won without him last night.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was kind of a pseudo bullpen game last night.
Yeah. So how long can those guys pitch? They can't pitch every game. The bullpen guys.
It's the World Series. I mean,
yeah, but they can't be. They have to be effective. You don't want to put them in there if they're not effective and give a game away.
The Braves did make a roster move, obviously, today. Tucker Davison is now replacing Charlie Morton on the roster. But tonight is the ace for the Braves, Max Fried, who is the pitcher of the month in Major League Baseball in the month of September. So, listen, you've already accomplished what you want to accomplish, and that's get a split at minimum on the road to start out this World Series. So, we'll see. We'll see. Coming up on the program today, get ready, boys and girls. Get ready. He's texting back and forth with me. Hour number 2, we're going to talk a little QB corner with Zach Mettenberger, the former Georgia, the former LSU Tiger, is slated to join us coming up in hour number 2. That ought to be a whole lot of fun. Coming up later on here in hour number 1, it's a Wednesday. Eli Gold going to stop by and talk with us. Another impressive victory for the Crimson Tide as they lit up the Stogies. And we haven't really talked about the smoke that was hovering above Bryant Denny. That they panned to that a couple of times, Wes. And that was...
It's always a good sign. I like when you see the smoke in Bryant Denny.
I do wonder whether or not that smoke was maybe visible on radar for the meteorologist.
I don't think it was. It was hovering.
It was.
It didn't get much far above the stadium. Usually doesn't. But it's amazing how much smoke cigars can put out when there are a lot of people smoking in the end zone, mostly in the student section. It's really it's a tradition that used to be just the players smoked them, and now everybody does. So, and I heard somebody talk about when Shula was there, they weren't allowed to smoke them, which is interesting because I smoked one with Shula after a game one time.
Really?
Yeah, hypocrite.
So,
anyway.
If you're a follower of the program, even just last week, I was asked, hey, next Wednesday, can you ask a question to Mike Leach? And, Coach, I did have one off the beaten path question. A listener to our show wanted me to ask you, why would anybody choose turkey bacon if bacon is readily available? So, yes, I did ask that question to Mike Leach. And I'll give you that answer a little bit later on in the program. But I was not worthy of talking with Coach Nick Saban today, Wes. But let's see here. Lane Kiffin getting his team ready to take on the Auburn Tigers. Last I checked, it was still a 2.5-point home favorite. Are the Auburn Tigers over Ole Miss? Here is my conversation with the Easter Bunny. I heard you talking about your defense in particular. What areas have you seen the most growth out of your defense this year, Coach?
I think we play more physical. We don't give up as many big plays, which is part of the system also. Keep the ball in front of you. A lot more people in coverage. So, we're getting more turnovers and playing more physical and not giving up as many big plays. That's a good combination.
And certainly facing a Derek Mason defense, do you see a lot of the same characteristics you saw out of Vanderbilt in the previous years in this Auburn defense?
I do not. I don't know how much he was doing at Vanderbilt because they seem different to me. More multiple, cause you a lot of problems, and does a good job changing from game to game based off of who he's playing.
One other question, Coach, about penalties. You talked about it in your press conference. How, other than just kind of pointing them out on video, I know there's probably a real difference between effort penalties and pre-snap penalties. So how do you kind of manage getting better in the penalty department moving forward?
I don't know that answer. I mean, we obviously try not to have them. It's like when you turn the ball over a lot. So, we point them out, we emphasize them in practice, and, we're just not making very good decisions.
Yes, Coach. I did want to talk about Matt Corral and the Heisman hype. He's kind of elevated his game, but do you feel like your quarterback is a very worthy Heisman Trophy candidate this season?
Yeah, the problem with the Heisman Trophy is, some of it's out of the control of the player. The team usually, or they win, which you can't control. The defense matters, and then, injuries, who you're, playing. And so he's been playing without, starting tight end, without his top two of his three receivers, and having to create a lot of stuff on his own, and a banged-up offensive line. So, you see his numbers have gone down comparable to how they started, and that's because, of having less players, to play with. So I would argue that he's playing as well as anybody in the country, and, some of, maybe one of the other favorites, his job's a whole lot easier when I watch their games than his.
Well, yeah, you've been around some Heisman Trophy winners, be it at USC, Alabama. How does he kind of stack up, just in your opinion, to those guys?
Well, I think now, more than those guys, he's doing more on his own, carrying on his own, which was not the case early when he had everybody. He had what I said was going to be, I thought would be the best three receivers in the country, combination. And, he's only been playing with one of them. So he's had to carry, probably most like Derrick Henry did, carry it on his own, more than, the three other Heisman winners that had a lot of stuff going on around them.
So talking about his team overall, collectively, trying to get them, the big broad questions, I had about one-sentence answers. I go to Heisman Trophy, and he gives me War and Peace.
Yes, because he's fighting to get his guy Heisman Trophy, and so he can recruit other guys like him.
Yep.
So that's basically what that's about, anyway. He every time he gets on any press, that's all he talks about. Is Matt Corral. And
so that
I guess
last
he's
comment,
thinking that maybe if Matt Corral wins the Heisman, the Manning might come. I mean, I think they're taking it. There's no secret that Manning's not going to Ole Miss because of Lane. That's what they've said. They do not like Coach Kiffin, and they don't feel he's the coach that will develop him in the right way in the offense that he runs. And there's a lot of pressure for Lane to get the Manning because he's one of the top recruits and this or that. So you can see, he wore a Manning shirt, which is legal because it didn't say which Manning.
It said Manning 10 underneath, but the 10 was really small.
I didn't notice the 10. That's how small it was. Yeah. Anyway, so I think, and people actually believe that LSU, because Manning lives in New Orleans, thinks that Arch does, and thinks that LSU should scale their coach, which coach would get Arch, which is one guy. He has a chance to be a great player, no doubt, but, it takes a team to win a championship, not just one guy. So I think that LSU better be worried about getting more offensive linemen so they can protect anyone. And I think the quarterback's decent at LSU, and given time would have a chance to get better. We'll see.
Our favorite reporter did get an opportunity to talk to Nick Saban today. I don't know if you know, Wes, but Sunday is Nick Saban's birthday. I don't know.
It's Halloween.
I don't know if it's been reported out there, but our favorite reporter decided to ask the hard-hitting questions to the Crimson Tide head football coach.
Hi, Nick. It's obviously a special weekend for you with your birthday coming up. You get to spend it with your family. I was wondering, have you asked for anything for your birthday this year in particular?
No, I just, always, wish for, everybody in our family staying healthy and maybe to have, continued blessings in their life, as well as, the people in our organization who work hard to try to help us be successful, and, all the players that work hard and invest their time. So, nothing for me. I'm getting along fine, and if there's something out there I want, we usually just go get it. Which I can't think of anything right now that I really want. So just hope for good blessings for a lot of other folks that are dear to us and our family.
Have you ever had a cake preference?
I like carrot cake, and Miss Carla, who sometimes works and cooks for Terry, probably makes the best carrot cake in, Tuscaloosa County for sure.
Thanks, Coach. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
I think that's a good way to end it, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a
All right,
perfect
thank you.
way to end it.
Good one.
It's a perfect way to end it.
Anyway.
Joseph Goodman with the hard-hitting reporting of carrot cake. Which, by the way, you would have found out that answer had you listened to the Nick Saban show last Thursday when Eli Gold said your customary carrot cake.
Yes. Anyway, so I'm more interested in, I think, the game of the week. There's two game of the weeks. Michigan State. Huge game.
Undefeated.
Both two undefeated teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Auburn, Ole Miss is...
2 loss and a 1 loss.
Yeah, could be either the runner-up or the winner, depending on how Ole Miss and Texas A&M handles Ole Miss and Auburn. I mean, this game is a huge game for the Southeastern Conference. Bigger than people really think, I think. Because Ole Miss has 1 loss.
Correct.
Auburn has 1 loss inside the conference. So they control their own destiny, especially if Auburn beats Bama. Ole Miss has to have somebody to beat Bama. And they both still have to play Texas A&M, who still could win if one of them beats Bama and they beat the other two. So there's really a four-team race. It's not very interesting, to say the least. I think that, and obviously they're the 4 best teams in the West.
A&M.
Auburn, I did not think would have a chance to be number 2 or number 1.
So Bama, A&M,
but they're there.
Ole Miss, Auburn, all right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alabama has more talent, I think it's obvious, than those teams, but they don't play like it every game. They give up big plays throughout the games on defense, and the offense looks like they just still finding their way at times. But, man, they have a lot of guys. I think about the guys that aren't playing, how they looked in the spring.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but the best team wins, not the team with the best players. The best team wins. And you see, I don't know what the status of Ole Miss and their players getting them back or not.
You want to get a vague answer out of Lane Kiffin? Go injury report on them.
and what Brian Harsin is doing, they just continually get better. That's a sign of good coaching.
I did talk to both Dan Mullen and Kirby Smart. Is It's the cocktail party. They can try to not call it that, but it is what it is down there in Gainesville between Georgia and Florida. I'll have those conversations as well as the hard-hitting questions. I know I'm giving Joseph Goodman a hard time, but I asked Mike Leach about turkey bacon. So, but it's a fantastic answer from the incomparable Mike Leach. We are just getting out of the dock. Feel free to give us a call at 256-576-4977. Let's go ahead and take our first time out. Your phone calls are welcome on the other side.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Protecting your family is a priority. Smoke and carbon monoxide detectors are two of the best life-saving investments for the safety of your home and your family. But they do actually expire. The expert electricians at Mr. Sparky will test and advise or install the best unit for your home. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, here letting you know we are proud supporters of Madison Academy football. Stop into the University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including the all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the stylish new K5, and sporty new Seltos. Visit universitykia.com to view all our great offers and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today, because we want to see you in a Kia. Go Mustangs!
Hi everybody, Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Everybody knows the fun begins when you get to the end zone, where you can enjoy half-price apps every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, half-price burgers every Tuesday, plus late-night pizza specials and a spectacular menu that includes jumbo wings, half-pound burgers, Tex-Mex, and an incredible selection of craft beer, and plenty of big-screen TVs. It's all happening at the end zone, 1851 University Drive, 2030 Cecil Ashburn at Jones Valley Station, and coming in early 2022, Mid-City End Zone at 1115 McMurtry next to the Target Shopping Center.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
It's The Drive here on a Wednesday, along with Wes Neighbors. Steve Moulton back here with you. If you'd like to participate, you can do so on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. We're about 15 minutes away from Eli Gold joining us, courtesy of Fleming Roofing and Restoration. This hour, though, brought to you by our good friends over at Woody Anderson Ford. We were there on campus on Monday, and there is Bronco gear available if you want to sport a Bronco t-shirt. For those of you that are riding around in a Bronco, they are still coming off the line, and the Mach-E is the next in line, and you can reserve your Mach-E. Just head over to WoodyAndersonFord.com for that. All right, the cocktail party. For the first time since 2017, the Georgia-Florida game will not be a top 10 matchup. And the Bulldogs coming off of a loss last year against the Gators when it was not held in Jacksonville due to COVID reasons. But I had an opportunity to talk to Kirby Smart about his squad. The growth along the offensive line. Tell me about what areas have you seen the most growth along your offensive line, Coach?
Probably just the continuity. I mean, we had a couple changes there early on with Tate going down in the first game, and the guys have gotten comfortable with each other in terms of communication and the lines of communication that go from center out. That's the biggest thing. And, we're a work in progress where guys are trying to get better, and we got some guys that are even in the second group that have been able to play and play successfully and get better with a lot of practice time. Some of these guys ain't got to play as much, but they've gotten better. But the biggest growth has been in continuity.
What impresses you most about this Gator defense, Coach?
Size. They've got really good players on the edge. They've got an abundance of guys with size that can play inside. They've gone out and got the transfers, and they got big. And they've always had great pass rushers, very active guys on the perimeter that can make plays on the edge, that make it hard to get on the perimeter. They make it hard to throw the ball. They're very disruptive in what they do defensively.
And if I could, one more about just game planning for a Dan Mullen type of team of just what challenge that brings on a year-by-year basis for you, Coach.
It's always challenging. It goes all the way back to the years at Mississippi State where you feel like there was so much to prepare for. You feel like there's this encyclopedia of offense, and you've got to figure out what you're going to prepare for because within the game, he has a lot of different packages you have to be prepared for, and you don't know which one you're going to get. So a lot of it boils down to how quick you can adjust within game and really tailor your plan to his plan.
That is Kirby Smart earlier today on the SEC teleconference. And a lot is made, Wes, about in-game adjustments, not just halftime adjustments, but making adjustments on the fly. And that is something that is at least talked about a hallmark for Kirby Smart that he is very apt at doing. So is Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, Lane just does it on the fly. The only thing about Kirby is he's been the coordinator for so many late game problems. In other words, where the defense just totally falls apart in the fourth quarter.
Game management.
Yeah, at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But even in both losses to Alabama in the big games, one for the Southeastern Conference Championship, one for the National Championship, the fourth quarter was just a disaster on defense and offense. So it seems like to me that what he's really good at, in my opinion, is game planning. Going out there, knowing what to do, watching what you do, trying to get you to go to that play. He knows your checks, and he's going to show you he's going to show you a defense and make you check into that play. And then he knows the play. Then he changes what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But to me, his adjustments in the fourth quarter aren't what they need to be, and never have been. And we used to talk about that all the time. So I don't know about game adjustments, but preparing for a game, there is no better, I think, than Kirby Smart. But in-game adjustments, I think Coach Saban's better at that than he is. That's my opinion. Based on watching the games in the past and watching Georgia play.
So I played a little bit of what Dan Mullen got from the media last week. It was more peppering about, Todd Grantham only has a few more months on his contract. I mean, I've never heard anything like what I heard last week.
At the Florida interview.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, yeah.
It was.
And they're using what the press is saying as what the fans are saying.
Yes.
And that's wrong. And I hear this all the time, and it drives me crazy. They were saying, well, the fans were saying about Coach Saban, and the fans want to fire. Well, who are the fans?
Yeah, I mean,
again, I'm a fan.
I'm thinking of Gene Stallings. You listen to the fans enough, you're going to be one.
Yeah, you'll be next to him, right? So I mean, that's but I think the press is using that as a cloak for what they think.
There is one. I'm sorry,
what they
please.
think that ought to be done, and I think that's wrong, and somebody needs to call them out on it.
There is one commonality in this matchup coming up on Saturday. We don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be for either of these squads. In fact, Dan Mullen was. I was last in line, as I usually am for these teleconferences. I'm usually the caboose on the back end of the questions, but he got peppered. It was 3 different questions about the starting quarterback. So this is how I started my conversation with Dan Mullen. And, Coach, just to clarify, no running back at the quarterback position. Is that correct?
You never know. You never know. I mean, we're coming off a bye week right here. So I don't know. We could come out in the wishbone, and just play all of those guys. You never know how that's going to play out.
Fair enough. I did want to ask about Jeremiah Moon, and it feels like he's been there almost as long as you have down there in Gainesville, and really what he adds.
Been there longer than me. I recruited him at Mississippi State pretty hard.
So what have you seen growth wise out of Jeremiah, Coach?
Well, I mean, he's one thing, and it's hard to say that because he's a guy that's dealt with, had some injuries during the course of his career. And so it's hard to say, hey, here's a guy that just shows great maturity, great leadership, takes care of his business and his preparedness. But, he was doing that early on in his career, too. And he's just such a great young man. And I mean that way beyond football, in the type of person that he is as well. I think is huge. And but I think, with him and being an older guy, it's his flexibility and our ability to move around the field at different positions. In his not just, his willingness to do this, but his ability to play multiple positions really helps out defensively within our scheme.
Thank you, Coach. Look forward to seeing that tailback at the quarterback position. Best of luck this weekend.
Thanks.
You didn't mean that.
Wishbone.
Best of luck this weekend.
Of course I did.
Yeah, you didn't mean that. Look at you smiling.
Of course I did. Jeremiah Moon is a redshirt senior who's had 2 different stints on the redshirt due to injury. So he's been there a while.
He's a 6-year player.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a very long time. But tied for 3rd in the team in tackles is Moon at the buck position, listed right behind Brenton Cox, the transfer from the University of Georgia. So, of course I meant best of luck this weekend. I really did. I want to see a very entertaining game in Jacksonville.
Well, you act like you don't know who Georgia's starting quarterback is. They'd be an idiot to start Daniel.
I agree, yeah.
I mean, why would they? The other guys played awesome. He leads the team. The team.
I'm
has confidence
expecting
in him.
Anthony Richardson for Florida and Stetson Bennett for
That's
Georgia.
what I would expect also.
Yeah. So,
but I think all four could play. I mean, I think that's legitimate. I'm not saying they don't play him, but how do you not start Stetson Bennett the way he's played?
all right, I told you I'd play it. Here you go, Mike Leach on turkey bacon.
That's a great question. And I don't understand turkey bacon and how there's even a market for it. I mean, I think it's supposed to be healthier, but, it's pointless to the point where you just move on and eat something else instead.
That's all he said.
That's Mike Leach.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a good question.
that's my favorite.
That's a great question.
It's not a good question.
It's better than talking about Mississippi State football right now.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Oh, God.
So I was going with his defensive coordinator, Zach Arnett, and really where he's seen, where he even came from, because he came from San Diego State, of just this defensive coordinator that is really impressing me. I know impressing Drew Yarman. I know probably impressing you on his acumen of being a defensive coordinator. And those questions, let's see if I can't queue up one of these questions that I had for Mike Leach. Coach, hope you're doing well today. I do wonder, effort-wise, are you... No, let's fast forward. I did also want to ask about the defensive side. Where did you find Zach Arnett, and how did that relationship kind of cultivate for you, Coach?
He worked under Rocky Long, and I've always respected the defenses Rocky had.
The defense really has been playing awfully well the last 2 years. What about Zach, at least from a preparation standpoint or just personality, meshes well being a defensive coach?
He's just a sharp, committed guy, and played in it as a player.
Kentucky, sorry, I mean...
He got more excited about the turkey bacon.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great question.
There you go. That is the one and only Mike Leach. Let's take our final time out. Eli Gold set to join us on the other side. Talk a little Crimson Tide football with the voice of the Tide next.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Chad, cue the cheesy Italian music. So you're in charge of the dinner spot, and the family is a hard group to please. Dad wants award-winning 21-day age certified Angus beef. Mom craves authentic Italian food like great-grandma. Sissy pretty much won't eat anything but fresh seafood. And old life of the party, Uncle Walter, likes to enjoy a cigar after dinner with some live local entertainment and some killer cocktails. So you think you're in a pickle? Well, you're not. Relax. I'm Tom Chapman, chef at Nick's Ristorante at 10300 Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly. We have all that and more. Our friendly and helpful staff is eager to help you Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 5. So, corral that crazy crew of yours and give us a call at 256-489-8280 or tell them to check us out at nicksristorante.com. I promise you, the gang will all think you're a culinary cruise director of awesomeness if you take them all to Nick's. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, Chad, kill that music.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel & McDaniel, Attorneys at Law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Take your taste buds back in time with a trip to the all-new Bubby's Diner, offering a variety of mouth-watering food from delicious starters to 50-style diner food and meat-and-free meals featuring owner and Huntsville native Chris Bubby Belcher's family's homemade recipes. Open Monday through Saturday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at 8412 Whitesburg Drive in the former Gibson's Barbecue. Drive-in, drive-through, carry-out, or curbside pickup with delivery coming soon through Grub Cell. Bubby's Diner, home of the Donut Burger.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Have you ever found exactly the right new car or truck with the exact features that you want and nothing else? Well, at Woody Anderson Ford, we can promise you just that. Hey, Bobby White back again, and you can now factory order your new Ford today, and you'll get your new car or truck exactly the way you want it. And there's no extra cost to custom order. Plus, you get $1,000 off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates. This applies to 2021 F-150, Explorer, Ranger, and Expedition. It's a win-win with a custom order at Woody Anderson Ford. You get the colors, the features, and the options that fit your life. Plus, you get notified when it's built, shipped, and ready to deliver. Listen, buying a new car or truck is likely the second largest investment you'll ever make. So why settle? Get exactly what you want with a custom factory order today. And get $1,000 off MSRP. See how at WoodyAndersonFord.com or at the corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Wednesday, expect another afternoon full of sunshine. High temperatures will top out in the lower 70s for the afternoon. For your Wednesday night, expect scattered showers and a few storms to move in after midnight. Low temperatures will fall into the upper 50s for the overnight. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
While other stations keep changing their lineup,
Yeah!
we keep plugging away.
Did you lose your mind all of a sudden, or was it a slow, gradual process?
Thank you for making us your number one choice for sports talk in North Alabama. We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Back in the new digs, up on the 3rd floor. We're going to have to call it something here sooner or later. The attic.
The upper basement.
The upper basement above Neighbors Wealth Management. It's a bye week for the Crimson Tide. And let's find out right now exactly what the voice of the Crimson Tide is going to do this weekend. Our weekly conversations with Eli Gold presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. You can check them out online at FlemingHSV.com. How are you, sir?
I am well, so tell me about your new digs. What are they like?
It's an attic, so it's a very nice attic, but it is indeed an attic.
Yes.
Right. Well, it's plush, but not overly ostentatious.
Well put. Well
put. Yeah.
Yes.
Another Crimson Tide victory, and did you light up a stogie along with everybody else there, Brian Denny, Eli?
I didn't need to. I mean, the smoke started wafting in, and I'll be very honest, of course, I'm not a smoker, but my eyes started burning. I mean, there was so much smoke, my eyes started burning. But it was nice. It's nice to be able to light up those cigars and continue that tradition that has gone all the way back to coaches Donahue and Jim Goosetree. But yeah, it's remarkable to think a guy or a girl have got to be 16 years old now to remember the last time Alabama lost to the Tennessee Volunteers. That's just an amazing statistic.
Yeah, in fact, my daughter just turned 15. She's an Alabama fan, and she's never seen it. She has never seen Tennessee.
It's not a good sight. I just
no, it's been it's a game. For me, it's still a rivalry, regardless of whether it's Tennessee winning 8 games in a row or Bama winning 15 games in a row, or they alternate, back and forth every other year, whatever it is. To me, it's still a rivalry. But no, the smell in my shirt and in my pants from the cigar smoke could still be smelled when I got home and finally had to take them both to the dry cleaner.
So you're going to have to get goggles next 2 years from now, right? You have to get some goggles up
there. See me coming. I think he charges me by the square inch.
It was another impressive evening, and I realize a little nip and tuck there until the fourth quarter.
It was, but you could still tell though that Bama was clearly the better team. If they only just didn't shoot themselves in the foot. And they finally stopped that, and then took advantage of every opportunity. And the interception was huge, and so on. So it was a solid performance, and you get ready now for the stretch run. You've got a tough. I don't know if it's going to be tough or not. An unknown with LSU coming in. Then obviously, you've still got to go to Auburn. You got Arkansas. You got New Mexico State, which shouldn't be a challenge. But, it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to seeing how the team plays against LSU a week from Saturday.
Talking with Eli Gold, the voice of the Crimson Tide, brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
So what does Eli do on an off Saturday?
Eli will be busy. I've got to broadcast a hockey game Friday night. I'm broadcasting a hockey game Saturday night. At the same time, I am preparing for the NBA G League season. I'm doing the games for the team here in Birmingham. So I've been going to practice, every single day. Actually, they were off today in practice, but I've been going to practice. And then that season starts a week from this Friday, the day before the LSU game, on the road in Greensboro, North Carolina. So this is a very, very busy time. So at that point, starting on the 5th of November, I will have football and hockey and basketball all going at the same time. So, this weekend I've got a lot of prep work to do. I'll do the 2 games. Sunday I'll take as a day of rest and sit back and watch the National Football League. But thank God I am not lacking work. Thank goodness for that.
I was about to say, it sounds like you're loving every minute of that.
I am. I tell people, and you've probably said the same thing, I work my butt off, but I've never worked a day in my life.
Amen. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Sitting in the office preparing for hockey games or football games or basketball games, it's work. I mean, you got to do a lot of work so you can sit down and talk, and go for 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever. But it's not work per se. I'm not out, doing manual labor. It's a different kind of thing. And when you love what you do, it just makes it so much easier to get out of bed in the morning,
Yeah, definitely. Well, on the subject of the squadron, how does John Petty look?
He looked very good. He's been looking outstanding. obviously has no trouble shooting the ball and so on. You know who's really impressed me, and you guys may remember the name, Joe Young.
Yeah.
Joe played 3 years with the Indiana Pacers. Then he left the Pacers and went to China for a lot of money, which is fine, I guess. No pun intended. He just wanted to go, and he had an opportunity to take good care of his family. Then he came back to the United States, and his spot on the Pacers roster was taken. So the Pelicans, who are the parent club for the Birmingham Squadron, the New Orleans Pelicans, signed him, and they were full at the guard spot, so they assigned him to Birmingham. And, of course, as we sit and talk right now, the Pelicans' guard play might be able to need some bolstering. So I don't know if Joe's going to be the guy or whatever, but he's really outstanding. And, excuse me, all these guys, guys from Oregon, from Arizona State, from all over the country. Just a nice group of guys. And talking to the head coach, because I noticed in practice that these kids are so friendly. They're backing each other up. They're always, patting one another on the back. And the coach had a great explanation. He said, there's so little time for these guys to become a team. He said they were together with the Pelicans at practice in New Orleans. He said, but once they broke camp there and came here and started working Monday night, he said there's so little time that you've really got to get good character people, good quality people. He said these guys can all play. He said they were in NBA camps. Whether they're making the NBA team or the G League team, they're still darn good. He said, but you got to find these great character players and put your team together that way. So it's been very interesting. The speed of the game is blazingly fast. It really is. Sitting there courtside in the practice gym, they use the Birmingham Southern College, not their main arena, but their practice gym. But just sitting there, at a table with a couple of chairs at courtside, it's like these guys are like a blur going by. So it's been an eye-opener for me, and, a lot of work to prepare for the season opener.
So, Eli, do these guys come from all different camps? How do they get assigned?
These are guys who are property of the Pelicans.
Okay. So everybody on the squadron is with the Pelicans.
The squadron is the one and only farm team for the New Orleans. Every team in the NBA, Wes, every team in the NBA has one farm team. That's all it is, one farm team. The Boston Celtics have the Maine Celtics. They're in Portland, Maine. The Falcons have, the Hawks have a team, right there that play at that new arena that was built out near the airport, the one off Camp Creek Parkway. All the teams, the New York Knicks have the Westchester Knicks, who play in Westchester County. The Brooklyn Nets have a farm team that plays at the Nassau Coliseum. You see, the other key to all this is the geography. You want your farm team, your one and only farm team, to be relatively close to where your parent club is. And you'll see this. A guy will practice with the Birmingham Squadron at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning and then get called up and play for the Pelicans at night. Yeah. Whether they fly him over on somebody's private plane or he hops in a car and goes. And so you see that proximity. The Lakers farm team plays at UCLA. All of these, it's all that kind of deal. So you can keep tabs on them. You'll see yesterday in practice, the assistant general manager for the New Orleans Pelicans was in Birmingham watching practice, taking a look at certain guys. So that's what is so intriguing, and vice versa. if a guy hasn't played much in New Orleans, say he's sitting on the bench for the last 5-6 games, or maybe getting in for a minute and a half, well, they'll just say, hey, look, the squadron has a game tomorrow in Birmingham. Why don't you go on down? They get paid, obviously. These guys get paid well. Why don't you go down, just play the game, get a little work in. And so it goes both ways, and there are some players who are on two-way contracts. There are some who are, drafted, some who, you acquire the roster in many different ways. But you have a 10-man roster, and then 3 more that you can add from the parent club based on injuries, stuff like that. So you could have 13 guys in uniform on a given night.
How much are we going to hear from Nick Saban on the Nick Saban Show tomorrow night, Eli?
You'll hear about 15 minutes from him. He's at the lake, or he isn't yet. He's flying to the lake house tomorrow afternoon. They always go up there, he's just going for a day and a half. He's going up late Thursday afternoon, flying back first thing Sunday morning. Wants to be back home in time to go to church and have meetings, but he always is back in time to go to church on Sunday morning. But he'll be on for 15, 20 minutes or so. We've got a number of other guests coming in, different coaches from other teams on campus. So, it'll be a lot of fun, but, I may not sing happy birthday to the coach. I'm trying to retain listeners instead of chase them away. But, he always goes to
But if you do, we need a text message.
Yeah, the coach has, the neighbors there at the lake always have a nice birthday party for him. And, of course, he turns 70 this weekend. So we'll have a nice visit with the coach. It'll be about 15 or 20 minutes worth. That's all.
Very nice, very nice. Well, yeah. I did hear last week with the birthday cake being unveiled last week. How was that carrot cake?
It was very nice. The cake was delicious. A lady, a very, very good fan of the Crimson Tide, she went to one of the area bakeries, and they had it was a football field with a big football on it, and also it was beautiful, and it tasted equally as good. So that was very, very nice, and that's become an annual tradition to have a birthday cake. And the way the calendar has worked out this year, we got the off week and so on, so we had the cake last week as opposed to this Thursday.
Yeah, well, we'll be listening. There's no doubt about that, and we always enjoy our visits. Enjoy your busy weekend of hockey and basketball.
You doing hockey or hoops or anything up there?
I am doing hockey Friday night. I've got football tomorrow night with Madison Academy, the number 1 team in 4A football right now in the state of Alabama, as they wrap up the regular season. Then I've got hockey with the Havoc coming up on Friday night. The undefeated Huntsville Havoc at the moment.
Which is something that the Birmingham Bulls can't say. Just conversely, they are searching for their first win. Yet the amazing thing is you and I both work so hard, and Wes just sits there, and he's the guy with all the money. How the heck did that happen?
I don't know about that. Eli, you got more checks coming in. You like the IRS coming from every direction.
That's great. You guys take care. Great to talk to everybody.
Thank you, Eli. That's the voice of the Crimson Tide, Eli Gold, presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up. Check them out online at FlemingHSV.com. Get ready, boys and girls. Coming up in hour number 2, Zach Mettenberger going to join us, the former Georgia and LSU and Tennessee Titan. Going to join us here on the program. We'll also get you ready for Game 2 of the World Series. Braves up 1-0 in that best of 7. The final week of the regular season is upon us, and we've got a couple of big ones. On Thursday night, the number 1 team in Classification 4A, the Madison Academy Mustangs, will take on number 8 in Classification 5A, Russellville. We will join that game in progress right after the Nick Saban Show. You can hear the full game on Zone 2. Just download the app. And on Friday, the Huntsville Crimson Panthers close things out against the Decatur Red Raiders.
Valley Equipment Rental. Pretty self-explanatory name, no? Tom Abraham here. And look, Valley Equipment Rental is all over the Tennessee Valley, and they rent equipment, all kinds of equipment, and not just to the contractors out there, but to you, the general public, as well. Need a skid steer or an excavator? Well, they've got over 40 units to make sure they've got one for you. From huge boom lifts to miscellaneous hand tools, it's at Valley Equipment Rental on the South Parkway. And soon, they'll have a second location to handle even more equipment. More on that to come.
Listen wherever you WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Coming up on baseball tonight, the Atlanta Braves take the opener of this World Series, but Charlie Moulton suffers a broken leg in the process. His season is done. What happens now for the Braves, and how much pressure is there for them to end this series quickly, and what can we expect out of Max Fried tonight? On the flip side, what can Houston get out of Jose Urquidy, and how can the Astros jumpstart 2 of their hitting stars? It's all before Game 2 of the World Series, the Braves and the Astros, and it's next on ESPN Radio.
This is Baseball Tonight on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Now, here's Kevin Winter.
In case you missed it, last night.
Smith is set. And then Altuve getting a huge lead. Freeman's not holding. And there goes Altuve and a swing and a ground ball to second. Drop picked up by Albies and on to first in time. And the Braves will win it. They come into Houston. They strike early. And they get really nice pitching out of all 5 of their pitchers. Unfortunately, Charlie Moulton injured and now out for the season after suffering a fractured fibula. But boy, guys, they got the jump on him early, and this is a pretty impressive performance by the Braves.
It certainly was, but Dan hit the nail on the head as well. The big story, Charlie Moulton and his broken leg, and his season is now done. And with that, we welcome you inside our studios of Baseball Tonight here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Kevin Winter, ESPN Baseball Insider. Buster Olney is going to join us coming up this hour. So, too, is Tim Kirkson from Minute Maid Park, the host of the Baseball Tonight podcast.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. This hour is brought to you by Neighbors Wealth Management, located online at neighborswealthmanagement.com. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Hour number 2 here in the new studios of 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Just got through talking with Eli Gold. Phone lines open to you here this segment at 256-576-4977, 256-576-4977. Talked quite a bit, heard from quite a few coaches from the SEC teleconference. Some more bye weeks this week. In fact, there is another conversation that I have not played that I had, and that is Jimbo Fisher, as that team has changed remarkably throughout the year due to injuries. You can really tell how young they were and how young they looked in Denver against Colorado, but then they turn around and beating Alabama has given the Aggies an infusion of confidence when you're young. And here is my conversation with Jimbo Fisher. You mentioned this coming at a good time of the self-scout. How important is that self-scout to improve a football team, Coach?
Well, it's big, and we do it every week. I mean, that self-scout not just on the off week. I mean, that's a continuing running thing, offense, defense, special teams, each and every week. That's very big in our game plan, which we keep very exclusively.
Is that more of like looking for tells, or just I know you're trying to improve game by game, but how important is not tipping off your pitches, for lack of a better term, Coach?
Well, I'll tell you what's more important is executing your pitches. You can tip them off when you can throw it. And the good teams don't care what other people know. They know they execute what they do. They do it for 3 days. You do it for a year. So that's a little bit overrated by not tipping off your pitches, is being able to do what you do, and then you'll have your variances from it. But trickery doesn't win games. Execution wins games. That's things you do each and every time, and you want tendencies. That means you got to have them. That means you do something well, you believe in something, and you're executing it, and you look at the efficiency rates of it. If it's not, then you change it. And then you make your adjustments. But being everybody thinks trickery is number one, and it's execution. Good people, you know what good people do. They just out-execute you.
I did want to ask about your defense, Coach, and kind of the areas that you've seen improvement-wise so far this season from your defense.
Well, I think we're learning to eliminate the chunk plays here, especially lately. More of those. I think we're doing a really good job in the run game. I think we're fitting those things better, and I think we're learning. We're really affecting the quarterback, and our blitz packages have grown.
From a recruiting standpoint, are kids at least asking about the NIL? I know that's kind of the new wrinkle that's been implemented this fall. Have you encountered that so far on the recruiting trail?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, everybody ends, well, how's the NIL? What's your team? You know, what players have it? And I say, we can't set it up, can't do it or inform them of that, but our players have them, and then we let them talk to those guys with them or whatever. They can ask them any questions they want because it's not through us.
That is Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's helped him a lot since playing Alabama is they've played Missouri and South Carolina. That'll help a lot of people.
That does help.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think this is a team still that is fighting for their identity to see where they are in the conference still. They have some great defensive linemen. They rush the passer good. They do not stop the run very well, you know, and then their offensive line played awesome against Alabama. They moved some guys around, probably getting some people back. They've lost some receivers. They have two really good running backs, and they complement each other when they're both healthy. Mm-hmm. And their quarterbacks is getting better. There's no question about that. So this is a good football team, but they're not a great football team, I don't think. And we'll have a trouble getting there, I think, this year. But we'll see, because if they win the rest of their games, they're on the cusp of being a really you could have to say they had a great ending to their season.
Yeah.
And they would have to be a great football team to beat all the teams they have left. They have Auburn and Ole Miss left.
Yeah. That's we're going to find out how much growth they've really had in the second half of the season. So that's what did you think about him when I asked him about the tipping pitches? It's almost like he didn't.
I mean, so there's a little bit of both. Okay, you know, you don't want a team to know everything you're doing, but some things you got to run. You know, we used to run certain plays. It didn't matter who we played, how we do it. We'd have 10 ways to block it, you know, based on what they did. But you know, we didn't ever check out of the play.
Yeah.
Occasionally we check out of the play, occasionally, but not very much. There are plays we were running no matter what. They're your base plays, and you should be able to run them on any defense, any look. You got to recognize the looks and know what to do on the looks, and that's what he's talking about. If you execute you know, when they draw these plays on the board, none of them go for -5.
No.
Not a play.
Yeah.
And so if you execute it right, it's not going. What everybody's trying to do is get the one guy that's unaccounted for on every play on the other side of the football, because the quarterback has to have somebody that doesn't account. Unless he runs the ball, then everybody has to account for somebody. That's why it's so hard to stop when you have a running quarterback, because now there's not an extra guy. So the whole game is to find, when you have more on offense, is find where you have more blockers than you have people to block, or at least many to have a hat on a hat.
Yep.
And that's why LSU was so good for years and years running that quote unquote antiquated offense, because their players were better than the people they were playing. And they get up there and they say, okay, there's 4 on that side, 5 on that side. We're going to the side of 4. I got 5 people over here. The extra guy can get the backside linebacker, and we're going to go to the house. And if everybody did that, that's what happened. So it's really most of the offensive now, they're running RPOs. And if they execute an RPO and you execute it right, it works every time.
It's that whole running it right way.
Yeah, it's a whole, well, if the linebacker comes up, you pull and throw it. Well, if you hand it off and the linebacker runs up, guess what happens? It's not a good play. So that's what the whole thing is about, is execution, and that's what he's talking about.
So for teams that have bye weeks this late in the year, we're over halfway through the season. Do you just kind of disguise maybe what you're not good at and try to because other teams
you try to
you know where I'm going,
well,
right?
most of the tips that you can, most of the tells that you were saying or might be, I know one year Alabama figured out their right tackle was giving every play away based on stance. They figured it out. It's the year that Tennessee almost beat Alabama in.
Oh, no.
I don't know when it was. They won the championship this year, though. Because after the
Kiffin, the Kiffin.
Yeah, it was. It was when Kiffin was. It was when Butch Jones was the coach at Tennessee. They played really well in Birmingham. A.J. Johnson made every tackle the second half, and that's because they knew what the play was based on formation and what the right tackle was. They'd figured it out. Alabama knew something was going on. They figured it out in the film study. They corrected it, and they went on a run and won the national championship. Mm-hmm. So that's what stuff you're looking for. You're looking for what's the offense doing to give the plays away. Maybe there's something by now people are noticing. Are they giving away running pass based on their stance? And the defensive staff looks at the offensive stance and say, here's your tendencies. When you mean tendencies, it's like, okay, you're going to run this play here, there. You still run the same plays. You just look for things that other people look for. So on 3rd and 1, you run this play to set up a different play. I mean, you run it the same formation. They say, oh, here, come right here. And then you run it a different way. And you use the defense's momentum against them. And that's what the offense is. Everything is not a game. When it really breaks down to it is, do you whip the guy in front of you? That's what it breaks down to. But having a play go all the way versus 3 yards, because you whip everybody in front of you, you still might only go 3 yards, is the little things, and that's what you're talking about in execution for everybody on offense. For everybody on offense to have a big play, it has to be a good play called based on what they're trying to do, and everybody has to put a hat on a hat and doesn't get whipped. Can't be any penetration that destroys a play. And then a running back runs untouched, and they talk how great he is.
Do you buy the –
I'm kidding about that a little bit.
Yeah. Do you buy the Aggies being a top 15 team right now?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're a top 15 team. I don't know who do you think should be in front of them?
No, I'm just asking because I think you make a legitimate point about beating Missouri and South Carolina.
Well, yeah, but they beat Alabama too. I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying they're the teams they play. They've beaten them, but they, it's going to get rougher. You start playing these other games back to back, and it's. I don't know which ones are home or not at home, but there's a lot of football left. I'll just say that for everybody.
Yeah, we're still.
And Stephen, not to interrupt you, but the teams that do the best in their off week will be the teams that win these games.
The rest of the schedule for Texas A&M is home against Auburn, at Ole Miss, home against Prairie View, and then at LSU. So,
I mean, LSU's a wild card. Who knows what you're going to get?
I don't think Auburn has lost at Texas A&M.
Well, I don't know if they have or not, but I know Bo Nix hadn't. He went there and beat them the first year he was at Auburn, and it was a very good game. He played very well. But somebody asked me about Bo Nix today. I think he's getting better. I think he has. I think he gets more credit than he deserves at times, and he gets but a lot of times, I mean, if things are going bad, it's all his fault, and I don't think that's right either. So I thought last year he became a victim of his environment, both and mentally at the end, because he was very frustrated. He is one heck of an athlete. He gets out of situations like I've never seen. He's gotten better looking downfield, going through his reads. He's gotten better. It's hard to go through your reads when you're running for the life. The biggest thing that's helped him this year is his offensive line has got better, and he's got confidence in him.
Third best team in the SEC right now is who?
That's a really good question. I think we're going to find out.
Are they playing down on the Plains?
Yeah.
To find out that answer?
There's no question. Whoever wins that game, Auburn obviously controls their own destiny of the two teams. But Auburn and Alabama are the only two teams in the West that do control their own destiny.
Interesting. All right, let's go ahead and take our first time out. Zach Mettenberger set to join us on the other side. We'll be back.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Our latest zone deal is upon us. Log on to 977ESPN.com for Gunner's Landing. 2 rounds of golf for the price of 1, including a cart. Gunner's Landing is one of the Tennessee Valley's finest golf experiences. Just 35 minutes from downtown Huntsville, Gunner's Landing's 18-hole championship jewel is open to the public 7 days a week. Gunner's Landing offers you a golf experience like no other. Log on now, 977ESPN.com.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
For 50 years, our mission, do the right thing and make long-term decisions. We value our customers, and we invest in supporting you. We use our own technologies to automate, to provide you the best support possible. And we have the strongest guarantees in the industry. I just can't tell you I'm going to provide you great support. I have to prove it to you with my actions.
Orange is the color power of construction, the color of Kubota and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment. Those who need to get things done trust Kubota's mini excavators, compact track loaders, and the best keeps getting better with the all-new mini compact loader from one of the top dealers in the country. More than 50 years of family service, every part in the book, and folks who know what to do with them. You'll be seeing orange with Huntsville Tractor and Equipment.
Come on, let's go to work.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
What can you expect when you shop for a firearm at Bullet & Barrel? Expect great prices. We specialize in quality over quantity. Expect great service. Our professional sales staff is never pushy. We won't talk you into something that doesn't fit your needs. You have the right to make a smart, informed decision. Expect Bullet & Barrel, Alabama's only 5-star indoor shooting range, to support you after the sale. Bullet & Barrel, 3252 Lehman Ferry Road. Like or follow us on Facebook. Come see us soon.
Back here on the drive, along with Wes Neighbors, Steve Moulton back here with you. Phone lines open to you, getting you ready for Game 2 of the World Series coming up tonight. As the Braves are up 1-0. There was a roster substitution. Charlie Morton done after that broken leg as a result of getting hit last night, as the Braves were winners in Game 1. It will be Tucker Davison taking over that roster spot for the Atlanta Ball Club. And the bullpen game we can expect in Atlanta sometime, as Brian Snitker did talk to the media this afternoon.
Yeah, probably. And we have guys that we can start that are stretched out. I mean, even if we go a bullpen game with an opener, we'll probably have somebody that we can bring in behind them that can extend the game for, and it's harder to do that when we're going to be in Atlanta, because the pitcher spot and hitting is going to come around sooner. It's easier to do that in the American League and with the DH. So when we're going to have to do that at least once, it's going to be in a National League game. But, bless you. We were kind of dealt a bad hand yesterday, and we're just going to have, we'll keep going. I mean, we're going to keep going, and we'll figure this thing out somehow.
That is...
He acts like they lost the game yesterday.
By the way, what other coach or manager have you heard say, bless you, in the middle of answering a question? That's Brian Snitker right there, more than anything. It's been fun to follow this team, the ups and downs of this 2021 ball club as they get ready for Game 2 of the World Series tonight. And the ace of the staff, even when Morton was on the rotation, the ace of the staff is going tonight in Max Fried. So it'd be nice to grab two there in Houston before heading home on Friday. Tim is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, and he is called in. How are you, Tim? Are you there, Tim?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Cool.
Roll Tide.
Ryberg, what are you doing?
Man, just listening to the show and thought I better call and check in.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah, it is about time. I've been back for a few months, and it's time we get back together.
Sounds like a plan.
So what's happening at Bob Wallace Appliance?
Oh, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so it takes a little extra planning and a little patience, but we can still make it happen with those things in place.
Very nice. Very nice. I would imagine if you want those upgrades to get ready for the holidays, now would be the time to do it.
Ooh, yeah, don't wait any longer. It'll be a challenge, but we'll do what we can to meet the challenge for sure.
Well, they service what they sell there at Bob Wallace Appliance. And anything else on your mind, sir?
No, just good to hear you guys. I catch you when I'm in the car between 5 and 7 most days. A lot of times I don't get out of the store till after 6, so I might catch the end of it. But glad to be back in the area and listening to you, and hopefully can put our show together with you here soon.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
We're ready to feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all you got to do is turn the stove on. Wes is there.
Easy. I'm easy.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
Safe travels, Tim.
Good to talk to y'all. Look forward to seeing you soon.
That's Tim Ryberg there with Bob Wallace Appliance. You can check them out, and I know Wes and I have both used Bob Wallace Appliance, and fantastic folks. And I know we say it over and over, but they service what they sell, and they, big time, big time. So, yeah, if you want to upgrade that kitchen or that outdoor kitchen, I honestly, when it gets a little nip in the air, that's still grilling weather to me. I love grilling outside when it's cold outside.
Yeah, I do too.
So
you don't have to have a sweat towel.
Exactly. The big news of the afternoon in the Southeastern Conference, Tennessee quarterback Harrison Bailey has entered the transfer portal as his playing time was getting less and less up there on Rocky Top, but he's now has officially entered the transfer portal and is gone.
How do you do that in the middle of a semester? That's what I don't get. So he's gone.
Yep.
Is he gone now, or is he, I mean...
It was announced today by Harrison on Twitter.
But he went in the transfer portal, but I think he still would be in school.
I would assume he is still. I mean, because what?
He's just not on the team. Yeah.
Mid-semester.
Yeah.
There at Tennessee. So
why don't you just wait? That's what I don't know. I guess he's making a statement by doing this. I don't know.
Aren't they all?
Yeah, finish the season. What do you have to lose by finishing the season?
Some lines that are moving. Missouri is a 16-point road favorite at Vanderbilt this weekend. Take that for what you will. The Georgia-Florida game is holding steady now at 14.5 for the Dogs over the Gators. And the Auburn-Ole Miss line is locked in at 2.5 points for the Auburn Tigers and Brian Harson's bunch over Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels there. So that line looks really intriguing to me. And I know you mentioned the Michigan State game as it is the premier matchup of the weekend. Game day is there. Michigan is a 4.5-point road favorite at Michigan State. I guess the real question is whether or not Michigan State's head coach and Mel Tucker is going to stay there, or
I think that's for after the season, though. That's a question for after the season. Why does that have to be answered now? I mean,
a lot of people are going there.
Well, a lot of the people? A lot of press people.
Yeah, a lot of press.
Because it's something to talk about, and it's a distraction. I feel sorry for him. He's trying to get ready to win a game, and I guarantee you that he has no idea. If he has a chance to win this game, his head's down, trying to figure out how to stop Michigan's running attack. Because if you do stop it, I think you can beat him.
The line has shrunk. In fact, it's flipped. Mississippi State was a 2-point home favorite. Now Kentucky is a 1.5-point road favorite. So
they didn't like the turkey bacon answer.
I guess not. It was a great question. Well, you heard it from himself. Yeah. Mark Stoops, I did have a chance to talk to the Kentucky head coach. Coming off of a bye are the Wildcats. I'll start with you getting healthier. You mentioned there by guys coming back. Josh Ali, how has he looked on his way back for you, Coach?
Getting better. It's always you always got to be a touch concerned when a skill guy's coming back off a knee injury. So but he's been out there. He's been working and. Definitely will play, and hopefully he'll be at full speed.
What are the biggest challenges facing an air raid offense, Coach?
Obviously, when you're throwing the ball that many times, you better play pretty darn good team defense because they're very good at what they do. They seem to dink and dunk, and then next thing you know, they're going to take their shots and can hit you with chunk plays. So, I think it's just playing great team defense, and you better play good on the back end, and you're going to have to win some one-on-one matchups.
Taking a look at their defense, Zach Arnett, of what he brings to the table defensively, how much does the Mississippi State defense impress you, Coach?
Very much so. Very much so. I think Zach has done a very good job, and they're impressive. They are very multiple. They're doing a lot of things. They're creating some very good movements up front with their pressures, and so they may bring a pressure in, a twist, and things of that nature, where they're creating a lot of negative plays. And, for us, it's about staying on track and trying to stay ahead of the chains. And this is a defense that will challenge you in that area. So they're playing very good, and he's done an exceptional job.
Kentucky, a 1.5-point road favorite down there in Cowbell Country. Bama Cowboy.
Where have you been?
Where you been? Witness protection program?
That's funny. No, man. I've been on the road a lot, man. I hadn't been able to call in because at the time that I've been working now, I've been working different hours, and by the time y'all get on, man, I'd be already at the house, man. Yeah. So I had to call in. I had to see. Hey, man, look, I wanted to call in after that Alabama loss. Man, when Alabama lose, man, people think like the world's about to come to the end, don't they? Good Lord, man. Hey, I was riding downtown. I seen West up on the top. I said, West, don't jump. It's just a game. Don't jump, West.
Oh, I've been predicting it was going to happen. I thought it was just a matter of time. I still don't think it's automatic that they make it to the playoffs. I mean, to the to the SEC championship game. Yeah, I just don't.
And it seems like if it just means when a team beat Alabama, don't that quarterback just had a game of his life?
It takes that. I mean, they have to make a lot of mistakes too, because they do have a lot of talent.
You see the way he played the first two against Mississippi State.
Yeah, horrible.
Man, that quarterback was horrible, man. And then he come to Alabama and was throwing down.
Well, I think the offensive line played a lot better than they've been playing also.
Yeah. But now
you're right.
Yeah.
It's just I just don't understand it. But like see Texas A&M, I bet they preached the whole week. We ain't got nothing to lose. Alabama's the one undefeated, number one team in the nation. Sure did. And then it didn't help that everybody was dropping balls. I mean, Alabama could have put that game away. Yeah, they could have put that game away. It wasn't all on Bryce Young. He was putting them balls in there. They was just dropping.
Well, I thought Bryce Young's the only one that played well enough to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We fumbled the ball. We threw an interception on the goal line. My understanding, the interception on the goal line was the wrong route. The receiver ran the wrong route. That's what Coach Saban said.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going.
Yeah.
But he said. So I don't. But then you see them improve. They come back. They played really awesome. The next first game they won the fourth quarter and played all four quarters. But even against Tennessee, I didn't think that the team played four quarters. Now they did win the fourth quarter again, which is good to see, because that's going to be big. Because they're going to against one of these teams, at least one of them, they're going to have to win the fourth quarter to win it, and more likely in the Auburn game.
I finna say, Wes, what more likely? That Auburn game is going to be huge for Alabama.
Oh, yeah, no question.
And
if Auburn keeps winning, it's going to be huge for Auburn.
It sure is. It sure. But, hey, can I switch gears for a minute?
Absolutely.
And talk about them Cowboys.
5-1. 5-1. 5-game winning streak.
I've been saving my dollar bills.
I'm telling you, I said to myself, I'm calling in today because I'm letting Wes know we're going to party this. And I'm telling you, Wes, when we get there, because it's going to be tight, but I'm hoping my boys get there. If my boys get there, you and Steve going to have a front row seat. I'm going to have a pole in the back, so y'all ain't going to be worried about the pole, but y'all going to be in the front row seat, and you're going to don't even bring no dollar bills. It's on me. I'm going to have all legs and thighs.
It's good that Steve's not in front of the pole. I can't keep him off the pole when we go places.
Wow.
All right, fellas. I just had to holler, y'all. I'm going to be checking back in on you.
All right. Great hearing from you.
All right. See y'all, fellas. All right.
It's Bama Cowboy. The Cowboys are on the road at Minnesota this weekend. Minnesota 3-3. That's Sunday Night Football on NBC this weekend. We haven't talked too terribly much about the NFL Week 7 in the rearview mirror. How about the Patriots spanking the Jets 54-13? That final score. Mac Jones.
They could easily. They should have one more victory where they fumbled at the 3. The Patriots. I mean, listen. The Jets played horrible. No question about that. But I think that the offense played well enough to win against the Tampa Bay. They threw a bunch of interceptions against New Orleans, 3 interceptions. A couple of them were the quarterback's fault. Some of them were just tip balls where they hit the guy in the chest. But anyway, they're getting better on offense. Their defense has always been pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see how they got to continue to get better, but they're fun to watch. To me, they're really fun to watch.
The Atlanta Falcons, with a last-second field goal, defeat the Miami Dolphins 30-28. There is now even more discussion about Miami dealing Tua.
Okay, so who's making the discussion? This is another
media
press
thing.
Yeah, because the coaches all deny it. Why would you deny that? Why would you say that? I mean, I don't. Maybe they're lying, but that's the quickest way to lose the locker room.
Tua was said in an interview, CNN SI reported, "I don't feel wanted in Miami." That is from Tua.
Well, why are you going to give up? That's the other question. I have a lot of questions about, and I'm not saying that if you could take Deshaun Watson pre-problems and Tua, you take Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Because of the durability, he runs well. I don't know, but he hasn't won anything, right? I mean, they've played well, but he hasn't won anything. In fact, they blew a huge lead at halftime.
Division title, I think.
Did they win the division title? I don't know.
I think so.
But anyway, and now the league won't even say whether they're going to. He's eligible to play.
He is.
No, they haven't said. The league has not said whether he will be suspended or not. Because they haven't said he'll be eligible to play. Why would you give 2 number 1 draft picks? That's what they want. Away when you need offensive linemen, or he's going to get killed just like Tua's gotten killed. I mean, so I don't know. I feel that for anybody, because they're talking about the Carolina Panthers trading for him too, you'd have to be. I mean, I don't know how smart you'd have to be to trade for a guy who is the league's going to suspend more than likely, who has sexual assault charges pending against him from a whole bunch of different people. Whether I don't. To me, a lot of it looks questionable to me, but what do I know? You know what I'm saying? I know that he's facing that. I'd like to get some answers to that. Why anybody would think that'd be a good idea?
Sounds like I need to.
Yeah,
call
Bo
Camper.
I'm missing something. I don't know if Bo Camper will have the answer to that.
He's closer to the situation than we are.
Well, yeah. Well, most people are. I mean, but he doesn't know. I mean, we need to know why somebody would say that we need to trade for Deshaun Watson when he's not even going to be eligible. Is what the league is hinting at. I don't know. Certainly they wouldn't do it. I just can't believe they'd even consider it until all that goes away. You're talking about somebody making out like a bandit be Houston, who takes a guy that doesn't want to play from him, that's ineligible, he's on the where they're paying him to do nothing right now.
Yep. A lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. But the league says he might be suspended when he comes off the list. I don't know. Well, they won't say that he won't be suspended, I guess is what they've said. So, because I don't think they know the situation. It's you kind of read that it's a lot. So I don't know. I think that that whoever goes there, they need to draft some offensive linemen or trade for some offensive linemen. If Deshaun Watson's eligible, I could see them doing it, but not giving up 2 number 1s, even if he was eligible. I think that's crazy. So anyway, that's just my opinion, though. I was just looking at what they were asking. I was just blown away.
Yeah.
And a conditional later.
And Peter King reported after the fact, this is right before the NFL draft, that one team, it was rumored that the Carolina Panthers.
That's what I said, yeah, that were
put up the capital. And Miami said no. Or, excuse me, Houston said no. Which...
that makes no sense.
That's per Peter King.
I don't think they put up the capital. What does that mean? I mean, they either agreed to what they wanted or they didn't. So, how did that work? I mean, it doesn't matter who asked for him. I don't know. So, that's interesting. I just, the whole thing is so interesting to me because I cannot believe that somebody would trade for him under what's going on currently.
Prepping for Game 2 tonight, Braves and Astros. Speaking of the Houston area, the rundown looks very familiar. I did find it interesting what Snit had to say about managing your bullpen different in an American League game, and this is one of the what's been talked about for now a number of years, that this collective bargaining agreement after this World Series is going to bring the designated hitter rule to the National League, which would make the bullpen games a lot easier to work with if the pitchers aren't batting. But 1 through 9 looks very similar in Rosario, Freeman, Albies, Riley, Soler, Jock Peterson, Adam Duvall, Travis d'Arnaud, and Dansby Swanson. That is your starting lineup for the Atlanta Braves here tonight with Max Fried on the mound, and you'd almost be willing to give Fried a bat because of how well he is with the bat. But nonetheless, the designated hitter tonight is Soler, who announced his presence with authority last night with a leadoff home run for the Braves as they look for a 2-0 series lead in the Fall Classic. Let's go ahead and take our final time out, and we will roll into our coverage of Game 2 of the World Series next.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Chad, cue the cheesy Italian music. So you're in charge of the dinner spot, and the family is a hard group to please. Dad wants award-winning 21-day-age certified Angus beef. Mom craves authentic Italian food like great-grandma. Sissy pretty much won't eat anything but fresh seafood. And old life of the party, Uncle Walter, likes to enjoy a cigar after dinner with some live local entertainment and some killer cocktails. So you think you're in a pickle? Well, you're not. Relax. I'm Tom Chapman, chef at Nick's Ristorante at 10300 Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly. We have all that and more. Our friendly and helpful staff is eager to help you Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 5. So, corral that crazy crew of yours and give us a call at 256-489-8280 or tell them to check us out at nicksristorante.com. I promise you, the gang will all think you're a culinary cruise director of awesomeness if you take them all to Nick's. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, Chad, kill that music.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is your big game headquarters all fall long. And with our new fall features, every day is game day at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Try our pregame starters, including our homemade onion strings, always fresh hot lips, and our all-new Buffalo Dippin' Chicken appetizer. Our main events include incredible chicken, fish, and shrimp selections, always featuring local Alabama Gulf seafood. And don't forget our Sunday Blitz, 11 to 6. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
A little trash talk during the game? Yeah, we get it. Trashing the state with litter? That's not a good call. Keep it clean. Put the brakes on litter. Keep Alabama beautiful. A message from AlDOT and Keep Alabama Beautiful. Keep Alabama Beautiful is a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization serving the state of Alabama and believes that everyone deserves to live in a clean and healthy environment. Their vision is a clean and beautiful Alabama.
Two Maids and a Mop. That's all you need to know to clean house. Two Maids and a Mop is an award-winning company, bonded and insured. Hire them for yourself, or they have gift cards if you want to make someone else's day. Find out more online at twomaidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. Two Maids and a Mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning equipment needed. Call 256-883-6243. The only finger you'll need to lift is the one to call them.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Have you ever found exactly the right new car or truck with the exact features that you want and nothing else? Well, at Woody Anderson Ford, we can promise you just that. Hey, Bobby White back again, and you can now factory order your new Ford today, and you'll get your new car or truck exactly the way you want it.